You have to protect your assets, just in case Tool Boy decides to go slumming.
Giving that vibe, like secretly rich, secretly, not so secretly hot.
OP, write them out. I would have kicked them out of the wedding already, to be honest.
Maybe not write them out. Have a
write them out.
Conversation with them. Sit down. Everybody sit down and talk it out.
Yeah, and then yell at them. Hey guys, I'm V, your storyteller for today.
And I'm Sandra, the story listener for today.
We have a very exciting episode for you guys. Now, I picked this one with you guys specifically in mind, and you might be able to see why. So secrets are usually meant to be kept. They're usually shared between two close people. But what happens when that secret is revealed by your own partner? A secret that you specially wanted to keep a secret.
Oh no.
So let's head into today's story. This story is from the subreddit, Am I the A-hole? Am I the a-hole for telling my family how much my fiance earns after years of them making fun of his job?
Ooh, this sounds spicy.
My family is very well educated and full of professionals, including several doctors, surgeons, dentists, etc. I have a good career and make a good living. When I met my fiance, he was at my house to supervise a roofing crew the insurance company hired to replace my damaged roof. I instantly fell for him when he pulled up in his truck and couldn't keep my eyes off of him for the rest of the day as he gave orders to his men.
Aww.
I'm not gonna lie, this sounds like a whole manhwa, Wattpad, shalala, romance moment. I'm here for it. You go, OP. When we started dating, he was vague about his job and I just chalked it up to him being insecure about me having a better career. I didn't care about our income balance. When we got serious, we talked about our future plans, and that was when he told me the full extent of his little construction company. I was shocked that his construction earnings is as much as my dad's surgeon salary.
Ooh. Okay. You go get that bag.
He's a leader, he's hot, and he has money.
And he's probably fit.
Oh, girl, I'm happy for you.
I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm. Gradually, he took me around to the handful of construction lots and shopping centers that he owns. Oh, okay, girl. This is very much like a...
That's kind of high.
It's like, flex on us. Okay.
Okay.
His rental income combined with his construction earnings is double that of my dad's. He said that few people know about his finances, and he expects me to keep what I know to myself.
A little bit of mystery, too, huh?
Okay. Secretive, construction company, mogul.
You know, the shows
storyline.
with the rich CEO.
Yeah,
it's giving that vibe, secretly rich, secretly, not so secretly hot.
I like it.
I like it.
I kind of like that he clearly, he didn't reveal it until they were together.
Yeah.
So
that's even more attractive, I think.
Yeah. My parents disapproved of him since the first time I brought him home. Oh. My dad coined the term, quote, tool boy.
Oh,
and the rest of my family joined in whenever they talked behind my fiance's back. They don't call him that to his face, but instead make snide remarks. Once, my mom said during dinner that they're thinking about hiring someone to mow their lawn, then turned to my fiance and asked him what he charges.
Oh my goodness.
The disrespect is loud.
That is so rude.
I always try to defend him, and it's a constant battle. It's gotten worse since we're planning our wedding, and the other day, my nerves just broke. Yesterday, my parents were trying to get me into getting a prenuptial agreement. Then my dad said, quote, you have to protect your assets, just in case Tool Boy decides to go slumming.
Can they stop with that nickname?
I lost it and yelled at my parents. During our shouting, I blurted out his earnings and that he makes more than both of them combined. Then I stormed out. I told my fiance what happened, but instead of supporting me, he got mad that I told his parents that. I argued that I was defending him when we got into an argument.
Oh.
My parents and family are mad at me for keeping secrets. My fiance is mad at me for not keeping secrets. I'm stuck in the middle and don't know what to do.
That's rough. I think that's very rough because OP is stuck in the middle. I mean, I have to be honest. When OP told her parents, I felt like a wave of relief. I know that's not what fiance wants, but I feel, the edge that OP was pushed to. I would like to be proud of my fiance's hard work and earnings too. And for relatives to come up to you and kind of degrade all of that, you know, by calling him tool boy and saying like you have to protect. I mean, I agree that about protecting your assets and stuff like that. Like everybody should be able to, you know, like protect themselves and stuff in case the big D word happens.
Okay, I agree and disagree with you. Hey, you. We see you guys watching us. We see you guys. Part of the 80% that's not subscribed. Please help support the channel, guys. It helps us a lot and it gives us more motivation to bring more stories for you guys. Don't forget to hit subscribe. It's hard seeing your loved ones, especially like criticize your partner that way. And it seems like it's years long. It's like over a period of time.
Yeah.
But I think OP is absolutely wrong for blurting that out, the earnings out.
Well, I agree with that. I just feel for OP.
I have a lot of respect for OP's fiance because it seems like he wants to be known by his personality, his character, rather than how much he makes. And I think maybe at his wealth level, maybe he has experience with maybe people not having the right intentions.
That's true.
Or people judging him based on a finance, which is seen with this family. I think I am a little angry with OP though, because I feel like she should have shut it down so much earlier. And I don't mean like, okay, like stop guys. Not like that, but I think hard put her foot down
like
and
this
said,
is disrespectful.
Yeah, this is
rude.
it. Like either you're going to respect my partner or we're not going to come visit. Like I'm not going to visit you. I'm not going to take him around.
Yeah. Oh, no. I definitely agree that OP shouldn't have told her parents. But I feel for OP that in that moment, it might have been like a wave of relief because it's kind of like, haha, take that, you know?
Yeah, like a petty, like, throw it in your face.
It's petty for sure because, you know, it's a quick, like, kind of like a quick solution in the moment. Like, you think this of my fiance, but this is the truth. Yeah, joke's on you. This is the truth. Obviously, in the long run, that is definitely not what OP should have done. But I can't blame OP in the moment. I'm just putting myself in that situation, and I'm very, you know, defensive of my partner, and I would like to be proud of my partner. Like, why else would I have chosen them? You know, it's someone that I respect and I'm proud of. And for them to constantly be disrespected, like it, you know, I would probably be pushed over the edge too. I can't say that I might not have done the same. Like, it's really hard when they're just like pushing all those buttons over and over again. But I do agree with you that OP should have addressed it like way beforehand with like a calmer mindset, right?
Yeah, until it got to the point.
Yeah, like you're not even invited to the wedding if you are gonna keep this up. Like, we're not having this attitude. This is not what we're going for.
I think as angry as I would have been in this situation, I would have strayed away from any financial talk just because I would have been petty, I think, in a different way. Like, instead of the money petty, I would have literally called them out. He might be poor financially, like, because they think he's poor, tool boy, whatever. Tool boy, like, has richer character than you do with all your freaking wealth. Like, so hug your wealth and, like, go somewhere. But I think that's, like, that goes into the borderline. That's even worse because then you're insulting your parents' character. It's kind of gross, though, that they were calling him this nickname behind his back and then making like little jabs here and there.
I wonder if he was aware of that. Like, does he know?
Well, I think he knows because, like, the one time, like, she talks about, oh, the mom said during dinner while fiance was there, hey, I need someone to mow my lawn. What do you charge?
But does he know to the extent that he's being called tool boy and, like, you know, that is
different.
That is not a one-off thing. If he was aware that this was happening and OP was like being caught in the middle of all of this, I kind of wish he would have like pulled like a rich CEO Prince move and just like without telling, it's kind of like tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich. Like pulls up in like, I don't know, a nice car or whatever.
Just to flex on them.
Yeah, or not even a car, like treat them to a meal or something. Like a little flex. Like, it doesn't have to be anything like too extravagant, but shows them that this is not like lawnmowers money. And you know what? Respect to the lawnmowers too, because that's a whole business in itself.
I'm curious about how much he knew because OP doesn't say here.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at comments. Maybe OP responds to some. First comment, sounds like your husband likes to build relationships on foundations and merits outside of its finances. Meanwhile, your family looks down on anyone they deem lesser earners than themselves. I know whose corner I'd be in. Apologize to your husband and tell your family to stuff it. Sorry, but you're the a-hole. There are plenty of other things you could have said to illustrate how effing horrible your family was being. You didn't have to throw out numbers. Now, if your family starts acting better, he'll always know it's on the basis of his earnings, not his character. And husband will always know that your knee-jerk reaction was to be like, but he does make money, rather than, quote, who cares what he makes? He makes me happy. He takes care of me. He treats me. We're good partners with the same life goals. We love each other. Support that or shut up. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with the comment. I just think that in the moment, it's kind of hard to think that rationally. And I think, you know, the knee-jerk reaction of like, oh, but you're wrong. This is what he makes.
Yeah.
I can't fault OP too much for that in the moment. Yes, it's wrong, but like it's really hard when you're being pushed in all the right buttons. So have you had any personal experiences where that's the, you know, where relatives or whatever are thinking one thing of you, but it's not true, and then like you just want to prove them wrong, but then it's not the right environment to prove them wrong?
I've had family members or, you know, or extended family friends and things like that. They've asked how much I make, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Or they make assumptions. They
and
won't
that could be a very personal question too.
And I think in certain traditional Asian communities, like particularly Vietnamese ones, I'm Vietnamese and my family is, I think it's very, I don't want to say normalized, but it's more common to just be very blunt about things like income. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And then especially from relatives, older relatives, they feel entitled to know that information, even if it's not really polite.
Right.
So I've been not asked, but people have made assumptions, and I can see that they've treated me differently because of it.
What are they basing these assumptions on?
Well, they'll compare it to other relatives. Like there are some relatives who like to flex, like what job they do or how well they're doing. Even if they're not actually doing that well, they'll you know, play it up a little bit because of how people talk. And usually I don't say anything because it's not worth my time and energy, and I don't go out of my way to have dinner with them or hang out with them. So very different from OP that I'll be honest, I'll avoid them. Like I'm not very much like the let's have a huge falling out. You're not worth my time for a huge falling out.
Right.
So I'll just ice you out in a sense. Like I'll distance myself from you. So when they find out through either other sources, like either my parents or like just from finding out somehow that I exceeded that expectation, they'll then make claims of, oh, well, you just make more because of this. Or you.
What?
Yeah. I've had it said to my face that, oh, of course you got that job at that company, or of course like you make more than that. Like instead of, you know, being apologetic about the behavior, it's more like,
yeah,
oh, it's because you conform to what stereotypically looks nice in an office setting.
Wow, that is
so. And someone has said it like as meant as a compliment, I think.
But not, it's
but
not
it was
because you met the
like,
qualifications and you have the skills for the role. It's not because of that.
And they didn't know anything about me. They just kind of assumed that because they've realized that I made more than what their expectation was.
Yeah. Now, do you think they found out because it was a knee, like say they found out from your parents or whoever, do you think it was because it was a knee-jerk reaction on their part, like on your parents' part or whoever's part?
Some of my relatives, I think, are definitely knee-jerk reactions. Oh, no, like, she actually makes this much. Like, she makes more than that, or she makes less than that, whatever. Knee-jerk reaction, definitely there. But the people that I'm super close with, and I'll be honest, respect more so, they aren't the type to spread that, especially if I tell them. So, thinking about it now, I'll be honest, I'm kind of mad at OP for saying it because, in a way, the comment does, like, I think the knee-jerk reaction that's worrying me is, was that reflective of your true subconscious of, oh, no, he actually makes more than that. But like, if he didn't, would you still respect him and stand up for him as much to your parents?
Yeah.
That's my worry.
It's definitely like, I think by telling, you know, the parents what his income is, I think in a way you kind of violated his privacy because he said that, he already set that expectation, like, please don't share. And I'm thinking, like, if that happened to me, what would I do? Like, of course, I understand, like, the want or the impulse to kind of, in a way, like, defend your partner. That was like just a quick defense move, right? But it's not good for, like, the long run, obviously. Like, it'll be on the tip of my tongue or, like, the top of my mind, just like, but you're wrong. And I want to tell you why you're wrong. But I can't tell you. At some point, OP should have just sat down and like thought of, okay, the next time they bring this up, because it's driving me nuts. Yeah. The next time they bring this up, this is what I'm going to say, and just have that script practiced.
The parents should literally be worrying about whether or not the fiance makes OP happy and not how much he makes. And the whole prenuptial thing, I think, is a little bit out of line because maybe you're worried about your daughter. She has a lot of wealth in your eyes, and maybe her fiance doesn't have that much in your eyes. You can warn her. Like, it's okay for you as a parent to be like, hey, you know, just be careful, blah, 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 consider this. But there's no need to be nasty. That's my problem.
I think there's a difference, like giving advice and then like giving underhanded like comments and advice, you know. But I'm not gonna lie, I wish I was a fly on the wall for the moment that she told. I just
see their expressions.
I just want to see their expressions and just like kind of listen in a little bit. But you know, the moment she told the parents is telling to the rest of the relatives, and that's the most terrible part of it.
It may sound harsh, but I would have cut my relationship with them. I would have, because that also shows that the parents don't really respect OP enough, because this is OP's loved one and they're repeatedly making jabs and jokes like this to the extent of saying, oh, what if he slums it out? And I'm like, come on, like, you're grown adults and you're telling these people what's concerning me is they're in a lot of professions, it seems like, where you help people, doctors, surgeons, dentists, where you're supposed to care about someone's well-being. Right. Is that how you treat patients? Like, is that how you go about thinking in your head about your patients as well? Who's going to slum it out? Who's a tool boy and who's not?
Yeah. As a parent, if you are truly concerned for your child's like future, and I get it, like you want to make sure they'll be taken care of. They'll be okay. Like, you know, their partner won't run them into bankruptcy or whatever. I get that concern. To approach it, rather than attacking the partner, I think you could just have a conversation, even whether with just your child or with the both of them, and just say like, hey, like, are you guys okay financially? Like I just want to make sure you guys are able to take care of each other.
Also, I'm surprised for how educated the family is, or seems to be, that they're so ignorant, to be honest.
Honestly, I'm surprised that, like, for people who are so well educated, you would know that construction, it sounds like, right? Fiance is in construction, is everywhere. And for him to have operated this for however long he has, like,
and he runs his own business? Come on.
I would already assume that he's doing well.
It's kind of like a frog in a well type of thing. Like, you think your whole world, I guess the whole family is in medical, so you think your whole world just revolves around, like, everything that's best is in the medical field and medical professions.
I have a personal experience with that.
Oh.
So growing up, ever since I was a child, I had relatives telling me that I should be a pharmacist. And like 10-year-old me is like, okay, because 10-year-old me just wanted to kind of meet those expectations, to make them proud, to get praise. And then, you know, 18, 19-year-old me enters into pre-pharmacy in college, and I was miserable. But I wasn't comfortable with making the switch because, again, ever since I was 10, I was pressured into following a science major, a medical route. And so when I did make the switch, I think the whole family just assumed that, like, I was failing.
And then, you couldn't hack it. That's why you're doing something else.
So everybody thought I was, like, done for. And in an Asian family, like, how dare I change my major from pre-pharmacy to accounting?
How dare you do something different?
How dare I? And the thing is, I was working part-time, like, this whole time. So it's not like I was being lazy. But I think they thought I was just, like, a complete failure. Anyways, I'll also say, when I became a homeowner, the first comment I got was, oh, you bought a house? Is it bigger than mine?
That is so wild
and
to say.
Like, and this is where I relate to OP's fiance, is I didn't want to answer that question. It was a very uncomfortable question.
Another comment. You're the a-hole. You love your fiance, and of course it hurts when your parents make fun of him. But be honest, you didn't do this to defend him. You did it to defend yourself and your choice to marry him. You knew that he doesn't want people to know about his finances, so clearly betraying that trust wasn't a favor to him. Even if he made a lot less, he would still be a worthy human that you love. All you've done is reinforce the notion that it's okay for your parents to look down on, quote, poor folks, by letting them know that your fiance isn't one of those, quote, poor folks. They honestly sound awful, and can't believe your fiance has to put up with this treatment for this long. And I can't believe you've allowed it to continue. Oh, man. OP is having a field day in the comments here.
You know, I would say soft, you're the a-hole. Like, very soft. I don't think it's a strong you're the a-hole, because if it's coming from a place of, like, defending the name of, like, I'm saying this to defend the name of my fiance, then, like, I can't judge OP that hard for it.
I feel tied because I'll be honest, in this situation, I feel like I would just never be in this situation because I would
never let it get to this point.
Because for me, this do you hear that, guys? It's like snipping up scissors. Like, I would have just snipped this so hard. I think I would have gone so, like, harsh, put my foot down from the get-go. Yeah, I think OP's the a-hole. Like, a medium a-hole. Is there a medium option?
I have soft. She has medium.
I have medium only because OP should have taken responsibility sooner. Yeah. Like, I just want to shake OP and turn back time. But I know, like, everyone, like, here's the thing. One thing I'll give OP credit for, everyone knows best in hindsight. And maybe OP still has love in her family. Yeah. And she has love for the family. And she just didn't think it would get this bad.
Right.
Like, I think you are blindsided by your loved one. So maybe you just didn't think it would be that bad.
Well, going forward, I really do hope that OP and her fiance, like, kind of works it out together. Mm-hmm. I still have this, like, shalala, like, image of their story.
It's such a cute story.
It's such a cute story. And I'm really hoping, this is me being delulu, I hope that, like, fiance kind of has this, like, moment of, like, shows up and, like, is, like, glowing and, like, you know, wows them with his charisma and his construction physique.
To be fair, they've met so long that they should have been wowed in the beginning by his character. I think that's what OP wanted.
Or do you think the family's jealous? Because maybe they're wowed, they're like, oh, he's handsome, blah, blah, blah. But, like, there has to be something, like, a flaw.
There has to be something wrong with him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's poor. That's the only flaw.
You know what? That could be a thing.
I agree with you. It could be that they're like, must be something wrong. We have to pick on him for something. And this is the
Or he's not a doctor, so that's what's wrong with him.
And this is the only thing we can pick on. So here we go. OP, write them out. I would have kicked them out of the wedding already, to be honest.
Maybe not write them out. Have a
write them out.
Conversation with them. Sit down. Everybody sit down and talk it out.
Yeah, and then yell at them. I'm like over here burning the bridge. And you're like, no, let's mend the bridge.
Well, I just feel like they haven't done the sit down part.
Yeah, but I feel like the family's showing who they are. I don't know. I'm mad at the family on OP and fiance's behalf. I'm like, down with them.
I'm hoping that OP and fiance has, like, a nice romantic ending. That's all I hope for.
I do hope they work it out, though. Because I don't think it's... Between you and your partner, it's not worth having your family get in the middle of it, you know? If you guys don't work out fine on your own.
Not when you have that storyline.
That is a really good storyline.
That's such a good story.
Overall, everyone is saying the same thing. The comments, I have to say, OP has it rough in these comments. Everyone said, you're the a-hole very loudly. I have to say, I stick with the medium a-hole.
Soft, you're the a-hole.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think. And if you do think OP's a-hole, tell us what level, okay? Like, soft, medium, or hard a-hole. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are and what you would do in OP's situation.
And don't forget, if you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video to let us know you're enjoying the stories. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and rate us 5 stars on Spotify.
Thanks,
Talk to
guys.
you later.